A very good evening to everyone. We welcome you all to today's webinar. It's a delight to have everyone here, and more delightful is that the conversation that we're going to have ahead. So today's session is engaging frontline employees, stronger workforce connections everywhere. If I talk about the topic, it is centered a lot around a theme that is very relevant today. While we have workforces everywhere across all sectors, located from tier 1 metro cities to remote areas of India, it is very important for every brand out there to be connected with the workforce because not everyone is coming to the office and sitting on the desk. But what they expect is the loyalty from the brand. They expect that visibility, they expect the connect that they can have with the brand. And who better than you, Haneesh, who can actually give us practical insights, leadership principles, and stories, the real stories that come from the ground. And we are privileged to have you here. So, just an introduction for the audience. Mr. Haneesh Nambiar is head HR, Apollo Pharmacy.
Ayushi, can you share the screen? I mean the PPT?
Yes. Is the screen not visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, go ahead. Sure.
Okay. So, Mr. Haneesh Nambiar is a seasoned human resource professional with 23 years of experience across retail, telecom, financial services, and manufacturing. His career spans with Bhilwara and Welspun, building strong foundations in HR and industrial relations. He further strengthened people practices and talent processes at Yum International and enhanced HR strategy and business alignment during his tenure at Bharti Airtel. Currently, Mr. Nambiar serves as Head Human Resource at Apollo Pharmacies Limited, leading people strategy for a workforce of over 55,000 employees across India. He drives policies, talent systems, and capability building initiatives, focusing on strategic HR, talent management, and industrial relations. With a commitment to connecting people, systems, and business outcomes, he ensures HR delivers measurable value and acts as a true strategic partner to the organization. Before we also have with us Mr. Saurabh Jain, founder and CEO Benepic, who will be the moderator for the session. And he has been instrumental in developing loyalty and reward strategies with organizations across sectors. So we'll have two very wide views on how we can actually develop rewards and loyalty strategies. I'll quickly guide the attendees and everyone with the flow of the session. So we'll have an insightful discussion in the first 35 to 40 minutes. Then we'll open the floor to audience
Thank you very
questions.
much.
The audience is invited to put in their questions from the start of the sessions, but we'll pick the ones basis the time that we have at the end. We also have a live poll, two live polls running on which the audience can poll and give their votes of what they think about those the points that we have raised.
Such a varied experience.
Now, with that, I
manufacturing
invite
to
Mr.
retail,
Jain to please take this session forward.
Restaurant. Thank you. A lot of industries where the primary, the business environment, the ecosystem is very, very different. So in fact, I would start first with a personal question. I was actually going through a profile that you started your career in marketing and then, gradually you moved to HR. So why HR and how has been the, journey so far as a, professional? You have seen it all starting at the grassroots level to, now leading the HR function at Apollo Pharmacy. So how do you feel? How has been the journey and why HR?
Thank you, Saurabh, for giving me the opportunity. I think so I'm connecting with 62 people as of now today, as I can see it. So yeah, you asked a question. And first of all, and thank you, Benepic, for being such a good partner with us for almost 3 years now. I think 3 years or more than 3 years. and it is really working well for us. So thank you very much for your little bit of contribution that you are making to the organization's well-being. So yeah, coming back to the questions, I think why HR? I think it was there in my blood. My father was in army. My grandfather was in army, and in my school days, I had so many positions which I hold, which are primarily like from a team head to a basketball team head and a school president. So all that stuff came in during the school that probably helped me to kind of think when I started my career that HR would be the best career for me in terms of people management. And luckily it happened that but after my MBA, when I was searching for the job, the first job which I got, as you said, was my marketing. I did well in marketing, but my interest was lying somewhere else. And then I moved to HR, and now I'm completing 23 years in HR. Primarily, as I think Ayushi was introducing, like I've been in different sectors. I've been in manufacturing, I've been in telecom, I've been in restaurants, and currently I'm with healthcare, and I'm here since last 6.5 years. Interesting journey for almost 23 years now.
Great. So, I mean, in these 23 years, I'm sure, I mean, you have seen it all from a lot of success to a lot of failures or a lot of learning, as you know, I say, because every failure is an opportunity to learn. So, has there been, when you look back and when you reflect, your journey, your career, and as an HR professional, I mean, we encounter a lot of sensitive issues, be it, let's say, introducing new policies, new programs, to sometimes taking a lot of difficult decisions as well. So HR is actually, a sensitive function. So now, as you look back, as you reflect, so are there certain incidents which you recall, which are in their memory, you feel maybe you could have handled slightly differently? Maybe if you could have handled it differently, there could have been a different impact, a different result. So is there any such story, any such incident you would want to, talk about today with the audience?
So as you have pointed it out, HR is a very sensitive function because you're managing people who are living beings, right? And when you are dealing with living beings, probably you'll end up encountering so many situations which are very sensitive, and you have to take the decision at that point of time. Sometimes you even don't get the time to think. So it might happen that probably at that point of time you would have felt that's the right decision to take, and you have taken the decision because that's a moment which has to be, the decision has to be taken. But later you realize that yes, things could have been handled differently. Many of such instances have happened in my career. I can give you an instance when I was working as a HR manager in a factory, and I was managing the union. So it was a factory where you were manufacturing textiles, and it is a labor-intensive industry. So you probably at that point of time the factory was employing around 10,000 people, and it was a factory which had union, and I was managing the union. And it was just my first or second day in the factory. Probably I was a new hire at that point of time, directly from the college. And I happened to do my graduation from Delhi University. So you know how Delhi is, and I was posted in Indore, which is basically a cultural capital of Madhya Pradesh. And it happened that in one of the conversation, I happened to kind of to take up certain things which was not right at that appropriate forum, because I was talking to the union president in a tone which he felt was demeaning him in front of everyone. So it was a small issue which had come to me, but the way I responded, because I was young at that point, I was probably 25, 26 years. I responded to him in which way he felt it is demeaning for him in his position, because he was managing a union of 10,000 people. And the thing which was very kind of a spark became a fire. And because I hurt his ego, and then it led to some sort of strike for that particular day. He had asked all the workers to come out, and suddenly the entire production stopped. So I, being very young at that point of time, did not know how to respond. Probably, if you ask me now, I would have responded it differently. But at that point of time, at that particular age, I thought I had taken a decision, and that resulted in almost a loss to the factory and the organization. At that point of time, my mentor, I still call him as a mentor, is when he taught me the power of communication. And that's what I feel like something in HR. If would have done, have handled the situation in a different way, probably things would not have gone to that level where we had to close the factory for a day. So it comes with experience. I think I don't know who all are your audiences. Probably some are budding students who wants to aspire for HR. So one piece of advice is, I think, power of communications, especially in HR, when you're dealing with people, has to be very sensitive. And that's what I feel is one example which I wanted to quote for the question you had asked. Yeah, it happened, and it is not the one-off case. So many incidents have happened in our case in COVID. When we were facing COVID, I have just at that point of time, I had joined Apollo Pharmacy, and COVID struck in 2020. We did not know how to do it, so the people were dying because pharmacy being the place where everybody used to come for medicines, and also so many people had got infected with COVID and lost their lives. So there were very critical situations which we don't know like how to kind of face it, because we did not had the experience of facing such an epidemic at that point of time, and people were losing lives, and we did not know what to do. So at that point of time, we took so many calls. Probably, if you ask me now, I would have done it differently. So yeah, there are so many instances, and we learn by experience.
Thank you, Haneesh, for these examples. And I have some follow-up questions. So, I mean, in our audience, we have almost 75 people now. A lot of them are young HR professionals, plus some middle-level HR guys as well. So now, when people join HR, because, the environment has changed drastically in last 25, 30 years. So there is, more and more service organizations, organizations in the service sectors. At one point of time, 25, 30 years ago, people would mostly start their career in traditional industry like manufacturing, automotive, maybe in banking, financial services, FMCG. But now everyone wants to join maybe software company, IT company, AI company. And HR people never get that opportunity actually to, work in a manufacturing and a union kind of environment. So, what advice would you give to someone who is just considering HR, joining HR as a career? Is it worthwhile going for some manufacturing setup where there are unions, or or just look for some software, IT, Facebook, that kind of industries, Google?
So every industry has got its own charm. IT has got its own set of challenges. Manufacturing has got its own set of challenges. But when I was in manufacturing, one thing which we never used to do was make presentations. We used to report to office, and directly we'll go to the floor and interact with employees. And in my 2.5 or 3 years in the factory, I never made even one presentations.
You were doing some real work.
Yeah. So my job was basically to set up, to go to floor and have a pulse check how the things are, whether they are facing any problems, difficulties, and see that there is no hindrance to their work, and ensure that their grievances are handled very sensitively. Whereas in a new age industries like IT and all the stuff, the nature of challenges for an HR is different. But having said that, I think the career in HR is the most sensitive and ever evolving career in HR, because till the time human beings are there in the earth, HR as a career will remain, because you have to manage whether AI or not AI. But the challenges which will be evolve, and things, the new perspective will come in, new challenges will come in. But HR as a career will ever be there till the time human beings are there in the world, in the earth. So that's my take on that.
After so many years now, I mean, when you have seen it all, and now, heading HR for Apollo Pharmacy and work with so many, other organizations. So is there any regret? Is there any unfinished task? Is there still something you feel you would want to do, you would want to pursue? I mean, what is unfinished yet?
So yeah, as I think during my introduction, I said that my father and my grandfather was in army. So the unfinished thing which I wanted to basically was the first when I completed my graduation was to join army, but somehow it could not happen. And then I chose my next best career, which is HR. But one thing, I've been in this. I think I have not given the introduction about Apollo Pharmacy to the audiences. So Apollo Pharmacy is the largest pharma retail chain in India. We primarily have 7,000 plus stores across India, and we almost service 12 million customers a day. And we are spread across every state across India. And we are even there in smaller towns, tier 2, tier 3 towns. So as my unfinished agenda, and I've been in this company for almost 6 years, the unfinished agenda, which I feel is basically to kind of see that, to live the dream of my chairman. And the reason why the Apollo Pharmacy was established was basically and Apollo Pharmacy was established in the year 1983 in Chennai. And the reason why Apollo Pharmacy was set up was primarily at that point of time. I don't know how many of you are above 50s and all. We did not get genuine medicines. If you go out and buy medicines, probably it might be unspurious or adulterated. And chairman felt that we need to provide genuine medicine to the Indians, and that's the basis of Apollo Pharmacy, and we live that every day. And that's why the reason why we have almost like 7,000 stores. So my unfinished agenda is to basically carry on that message across India, and our next agenda item for us is to kind of have 10,000 stores across India. So that's the agenda which we are working on, including the entire leadership of Apollo Pharmacy. That how can we touch the life of each and every Indian? As I said, we are now servicing 12 million customers a day in terms of medicine. We are giving them genuine medicines. How do we kind of increase our coverage to see that every Indian gets the service of Apollo Pharmacy? That's the unfinished agenda which we all have, and we are driving towards it. Probably it will take 2 years' time for us to kind of touch 10,000 stores. And probably by that time, we would be the largest pharma retail chain in the world. Currently, we are the largest in Asia. And by 3 or 4 years, we might become the largest pharma retail chain in the world. Yes. So that's the unfinished agenda which we are working on right now.
Great. And I mean, we definitely need genuine medicines in India, and we need faster delivery. And kudos to Apollo Pharmacy, its leadership, its team, that you are working towards ensuring that medicines are delivered, genuine medicines at our doorstep at the earliest possible time. So I was in fact reading some stories, and there was a story where someone was on its way to airport, and then he ordered the medicine, and you supplied it. Apollo Pharmacy actually supplied the medicine on the way, or as soon as the person reached the airport. So yes, I mean, these are the inspiring stories. So how do you such a distributed, such a large workforce, how do you keep them engaged? How do you continuously ensure that the workforce is evolving, they're learning, and they're motivated? So what's the secret recipe for people motivation at Apollo Pharmacy?
Yeah. So as you said, we are very dispersed. It's not that 55,000 people are sitting in one office. 55,000 people are sitting in 7,000 stores, right? And so we are so dispersed. We have almost 12 stores in Andaman Nicobar, and we have got 5 stores in Jammu and Kashmir. We have almost like 30 stores in Assam. To almost we have stores across Gujarat. So that's how our length and breadth in terms of our operations. And when my workforces are so dispersed, it becomes very challenging for us to keep them motivated. But one thing we tell them is that this is not a job, right? If you don't take this as a job, but it's a service towards the society, right? And this is the last chain in the healthcare system, right? So we basically inculcate that into each and every individual to take this as a community service. So when that happens, probably it becomes it gets ingrained into the minds of every individual that I am doing something for the society. And that's how, and then that added to it, we have this vision of my chairman, Mr. Pratap Reddy. And I want to tell all the audience that he's 94 years old right now, and he still comes to office every day without fail. And if we have got such inspiring leaders as Sri Pratap Reddy, I think that itself is enough for us to kind of motivate ourselves every day. So in all our speeches every day, we always quote him. And how did he start his journey, and even though he's 94, probably at that age we would have hanged out boots, but he talks. He recently got an award as the best inspiring leader and all that stuff. So that is how we inspire our team members every day. We take, and the most important thing is every day all the 55,000 people take a daily pledge. It's a 15 statement which we make every day in the store, in the office, in our distribution centers, which basically talks about how do I service my customer is God. How do I take care of my stores? How do I take care of my people? How do I fulfill the promise of my chairman? And this 15 statements we make every day. It's a pledge we start our day with across the stores, and that's primarily is the motivation for all the 55,000 people across India to work. And I just want to tell you, like during COVID and all the stuff, when they was stuck, the senior citizens were stuck, and they need medicines. Because they could not come out because of all this, because there was a ban. So it was we who used to kind of travel 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers to deliver the medicines, primarily to save them. And there are so many instances. I just don't want to quote. There are so many instances during COVID when we have gone beyond the call of duty. There was no need for us to go travel that much and deliver the medicine. But we felt that senior citizens needs medicines at that point of time, and we delivered. So all this comes from the motivations which our chairman carries.
Haneesh, very, very inspiring. I mean, the stories of your people who ensured that the medicines are reaching to the needy people during COVID, as well as your chairman. I mean, his success, his struggle, his stories are very inspiring. One question again, I'm moving back to you as the HR leader, and when I talk to a lot of other HR leaders, one challenge they always face that we have a lot of ideas, we want to do a lot of things, new policies, new programs, new software, maybe a lot of things, but everything requires some investment, some form of money, so that ultimately people can benefit. And now organizations, leaders, CFOs, they want to see ROI. Okay, I give you X, you are going to invest in HR and people, what's the return? How will you justify this investment? So has there been any instances in your career, when, let's say, business leadership, CFOs, finance, they were kind of, pushing back, but you had your way, and ultimately you had proven that investment in HR can give returns?
Yeah, not in this organization, but yeah, it has happened in my previous organization where there was a pushback from the finance in terms of what is the return of investment on particular initiative what we are trying to kind of launch. But in the current organization where I am working in, I think there is a complete synergy between HR, then finance, and the operations. And to top it all, I've got a CEO who is a homegrown person, like who he has joined way back when we started our first store. He started as a pharmacist, now he's a CEO. He perfectly understands what goes in the store. Like probably in most of the CEOs who come and get into the organization doesn't understand the reality at the ground, because probably they would not have worked, because my CEO has come from the ground, where he has worked as a pharmacist for almost like 15 years. So he understands everything. So whatever, if it looks convincing, then money is not an issue. It's basically for me, it is very easy to relate. And if things happens, then and more, if you see in Apollo Pharmacy over the past 5 years, we have launched so many initiatives, including Benepic, and there was no kind of issues which has come from anybody, because everybody understands, like till you keep the people at the store motivated, it is not going to work out. So the best customer service, you need to keep your employees motivated. So in my case, I'm happy and I'm fortunate that such thing have not happened in the last 6 years.
Great. What advice would you give to a 25 years old Haneesh?
Advice. So I think I've referred that in my previous discussion. When I was 25 and when I was handling a factory, the way I've handled the union was not the right thing to do, right? So
I think you apply huge risk to your life.
yeah. So I want to kind of advise my earlier 25-year-old Haneesh that you need to be patient. HR is all about understanding the sensitivity of others, and you keep them in your shoes, and understand that if you how would you react when certain things are happens to you. So that is how. So now if you see, I always, whenever if certain policies are discussed or certain things are decisions are taken, I always put them into my shoes. Sorry, I put myself into their shoes and understand what is their perspective, and then you get all the solutions. So when you get into that situation and then think from that point, then you find whether your certain policies are good or not, whether certain actions need to be taken or it has to be delayed. So all those things, there is no, it becomes clearer. So that is the advice I wanted to give my younger youth, that we need to be patient, we need to be sensitive if you take a HR as a career, and there is always a steady growth in HR. I think the reason why I'm wiser now is basically because of the responsibilities I have handled in the last 23 years, and that is what it is, right? Like, there is no shortcuts in life. Everything comes with time. Yeah, so that's what the kind of communication I want, because young generations usually want to take empowerment without responsibility. I'm not generalizing it. I'm just giving one or two instances. There are people who are not like this, but overall speaking, nowadays people want to take responsibilities without looking into the kind of accountability and the responsibilities that the current role will have to handle. So that is my advice to everyone.
So we have a few questions from the audience. So first question, okay, so how is it possible that we don't talk about AI these days? So the first question is, how is the HR industry leveraging the AI boom? So are you doing anything at Apollo? I mean, in terms of
We have started utilizing AI in so many things. I think people have also started using it for drafting and all that stuff, where you could have spent so much time. Now it becomes so much easy for us to draft certain communications and all that stuff. So we have started. That is always happening, but also we have also started using AI to make to see how we can really kind of get we get policies and all which we can use it for our store format. It's a evolving process. I think nobody has understood AI 100%. It's evolving, and let's see how it works out. But currently, we are using it in a limited way, which is beneficial for us. But yeah, if you ask me, over the next 5 years or so, AI is going to have a big impact on how we work.
In fact, there was a podcast this Sunday. Elon Musk said that AI would make actually money irrelevant in next 20 years. So we would not be doing any job, any work. AI would do everything, and we would not need money actually. So let's see.
Yeah, everybody is guessing. I think nobody has a right answer. Everybody is guessing from their point of view. But for us to get a clarity on how AI will impact organization and how AI will work the future of work is a realm of our thinking. But we need to give some time for it to kind of mature. But having said that, AI is definitely going to make an impact redundant.
So we have one more question. I have just joined as an intern in HR. What should be my focus at this point?
If you have joined as an intern, I think your main focus should be to kind of understand things in detail. And probably that will help you in your future. You're taking up more responsibilities. I think go into it deeper as much as you can, understand where is it coming from, and all that. So just don't float in the surface, and go in detail, read books, understand, have a mentor who can help you guide what is the background and all that stuff. So spend your time into that right now. Think less about salaries and all that stuff. Think more about from the content or the quality of experience you are gaining. Salaries and other things will follow. So that would be my advice to a young intern.
So I have a quick rapid fire round with you. I am going to give you two options, and then you have to choose, one out of those two. So let's begin. Are you ready, Haneesh?
Yeah, I'm always ready.
Tea or coffee?
It depends on the mood. Most often it's tea, but yeah, sometimes on a Sunday I would prefer a coffee.
Okay. Email or face-to-face confrontation? If you have to fight someone, you will fight over email or face-to-face?
I think face-to-face is the best. You said if I have to confront anybody.
Yes.
So then probably the best thing is to go one-on-one and speak as a mature individual. I think human beings because this Zoom and all, when it came in, I think face to face is the best thing which humans can have to sort out things. But sometimes if it is remote and probably and all that stuff, yeah, email also works. But given a preference, I would always have one-on-one.
Okay. Speed or quality?
It depends upon the situation. Sometimes the speed of execution is important, and sometimes quality matters. It all depends upon the situation of that day. So I would prefer both.
Early morning or night owl?
Person. Yeah. So I rather go to bed very early. By 10 o'clock, I'm in the bed, but I raise up very early. So I'm an early morning person.
Great. Mountains or beaches?
I come from beach. I'm from Kerala, so I've seen beaches since childhood. Mountain is what I miss. Yeah, so probably I would like to see mountains more than seas, because sea comes to me free of cost.
Text message or phone call? WhatsApp or phone call?
I feel text message is better than a phone call, because text message you get the time to kind of draft your message. In situations when it is a difficult conversations and all that stuff, I think it is preferred to have a text message where you can edit, you can think, and then send. Yeah, so I would prefer, it's also situation based, but when you are encountering a difficult situation, I think text message is better.
Reading or movies?
anytime reading. I like to read because reading makes things, it matures, makes you matured. You never forget what you learn. So reading is always better.
Formals or casuals?
Casuals, because for me, I have always found convenience in when I'm in casuals. Formals makes it, yeah. So for me, it is casuals.
Okay. Last one, being in limelight or behind the scenes?
I'm behind the scene person, and most of the time I do the work and let others enjoy the success. But yeah, it is not as strict that it should be like that. I think HR should always come in the limelight. That is what is missing in some of the HRs, that we don't come in the limelight most often. Yeah, we should come to limelight, but I'm a person who basically do the thing more behind the scene than in the limelight.
Okay, we have one more question from an audience from Rajesh Kulkarni. Why HR fraternity, they are not sharing policies, practices with other people in HR, with other HR professionals?
I don't get. I think we should share. Is it about sharing with fraternity, with HR fraternity?
Yes.
No, we always share the best practices. I think we should share the best practices among ourselves. That's how we grow, right? Not and so I am always in favor of sharing best practices, not only inside the organization but across the organization.
Okay. We have one more question. What has worked well? Is it empathy or is it execution?
In our industry, where I am in right now, pharma retail, it's basically empathy that works out. There is a better quality than execution. Because see, in my store, who comes in? People who come into my store are basically people who are suffering from something, or their relatives are suffering. Nobody comes to my store with a happy, mostly not with a happy face. There your empathy plays a big role in terms of connecting with the customer. So for me, for my industry, empathy plays a very big role.
Interesting. Thank you, Haneesh.